Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day in Jesus. We've been going through some Gothic, Anglo-Saxon, Old English, and now we're into Middle English Bible translations. So I'm on tkc.edu, the King's College, New York City, about a Middle English Bible translation. So glad you're with us today. It reads, Dr. Ethan Campbell producing Middle English Revelation translation. And so this is from February 1st, 2021, written by Rebecca Al-Malini. And it says, Dr. Ethan Campbell is spending spring 2021 on sabbatical leave to produce a Middle English translation of the book of Revelation. This is so neat to me. He's an associate professor of English and literature and coordinator of the English major at King's. The English Apocalypse, a 14th century translation of the book of Revelation, will be published by Medieval Institute Publications in 2022. Now, this work is part of the Middle English Text series, a collection of paperbacks designed to make key texts available to students. This is written text, not text on our phones. The series includes works by Chaucer and the Gawain poet, as well as lesser-known medieval manuscripts. Campbell explains the text he's producing was translated into Middle English in the mid-1300s. So we've got another Bible translation from the 1300s, and many people think it came from French, because in 1066, the Normans, the French, had invaded Great Britain. And kind of, because of the blending of Old English and French, kind of started Middle English in a sense. And so it predates the more famous Wikifight version, produced in the 1390s, named for the reformer John Wycliffe, and I think that's really the 1380s. Campbell describes his interest in this particular translation of Revelation. And he said, about 10 years ago, when I was doing research for my PhD dissertation at the British Library, London, I came across a manuscript of this early translation, which I'm calling the English Apocalypse. I later learned that there are 18 surviving manuscripts containing it, most of them in the British Library or the Waldron Library at Oxford University. However, one copy is held at Columbia University's Rare Book and Manuscript Library here in New York City. Wasn't Columbia originally named King's College as well? And I learned something very interesting about that particular copy. It comes at the end of a Wikifight New Testament, which is something I've talked about on the channel. Hope to talk some more, Lord willing. So the compiler of this manuscript in the early 15th century made a New Testament out of what was then the new Wikifight version, but decided to use an earlier translation for the final book. And they really don't know. It just goes on to say, we really don't know why. At the time that the manuscript at Columbia was produced, it was actually illegal to produce English Bibles in England, since Bibles were supposed to be in Latin. I find it inspiring to read the words of Revelation, handwritten over 600 years ago by a scribe who was risking his life and livelihood to help people read the Bible in their own language. And there were so many Wycliffe Bibles out there handwritten, they think that it must have just been all over England. I mean, Chaucer in the Canterbury Tales said every second person you met on the road was a lollard, or a babbler. That's what the term lollard means. The book will feature an introduction by Campbell and include both the English Apocalypse as well as the Wikifight translation, so that scholars, students of Middle English, and Bible translators can compare the work. Now I'm going to try to read this in Middle English. I was going to have Sister Waldron zoom in, but I'm not. And this is from Revelation 21:4 and 5, if you want to follow along. And so this is Middle English. And he shall down away all tears from her eyen, and never after shall be death, no weeping, no cry, nor sorrow. For then been all past. And he that sat on the throne said, I have all thing made new. So I can read it. So it's just another in the long line of English Bible history we're going through. Hope you enjoyed it. Click subscribe, bell notification. God bless. Talk with you later. Keep praying for us in Jesus' name.